that you want to ask before we actually look at some gameplay?
General questions, not a
Sure.
whole lot. I have maybe some team questions I might ask you quickly,
Okay.
but we
Of
can do that
course.
later on.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot me a
In
code
terms
and
of
get it pulled up?
codes, yeah, I'm deciding between 2 codes. I assume we're gonna have time for just one. I have a team code that I played in OWCS over the weekend.
Sure.
And then I have the only other codes I have. I honestly haven't played ranked in the last week much because of OWCS, but I have a random Kingsville game I lost like a week ago, which I don't
we can
know.
look at
Yeah.
we can look at a little bit of both if you'd like. We could just be like, hey, let's not fully finish the code. We'll get a good chunk of it done and then move on to the next one if that works better for you.
That sounds good. Okay, let me grab the team code.
Sounds good.
So it's YQ29 and then CR.
Got it.
This is a Ilios.
Ready for battle.
So this is a team I joined like pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of didn't really have a lot of time to scrim together before OWCS, and yeah, we definitely got rolled a lot.
Sure.
Especially in the mirror comp where everyone's running Tracer Lucio, or sorry, Tracer Echo.
Yeah.
We didn't have a dedicated Echo player, and our team's understanding was that we just got rolled by the Echo mirror every game, and I think that's mostly true, but I want to know what I could have been doing better, especially in this matchup.
Okay.
What my role needs to shift, because I don't have a lot of team experience. I have a lot of ranked experience, and I know this kind of sometimes works a little bit differently than playing ranked games. So maybe there's things I'm doing wrong on Tracer.
Sure.
But if you notice any macro stuff team-wise, that would be much appreciated as
Yeah,
well.
of course, of course. I'll try to focus on your stuff, but like I said, if anything comes up, for sure, I'll take a look here.
I'm in Fleam in this one.
Yep, got it. You can see the stream, right, on your end?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Let's go. So big thing with Tracer always is just taking an off angle and shooting from that off angle. Depends on what off angle you take and who and what they're running will change who you're shooting. For example, in these OWCS comps, you probably were shooting a lot of Tracers and a lot of Divas and a lot of Echoes and Kirikos and so on. But in ranked, you'll probably be shooting more squishy characters to assassinate and so on. So the value for Tracer here is you may not necessarily always be assassinating Kiriko Lucio 24/7, but you will be dueling a Tracer and preventing her from assassinating your Kiriko Lucio. So it's kind of like what ends up happening is when you have flankers on both teams, oftentimes what ends up happening is those flankers fight for positions. Right. And then if the flanker wins the position, wins the duel, then you can go get the backline. So one thing I'll notice with your setup here is you're going to rotate stage around your team. And I want you to kind of think of it this way. You can either rotate all the way through and mirror the Tracer this way, prevent her from harassing your team, or you can mark and harass the Echo from over here / mark the Diva from over here.
Yeah.
I don't really care which one you do, to be honest with you.
I think I choose the Echo here, if I remember. Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah. I kind of, maybe I'm too late with it, though. Yeah.
No, I think this is okay. I think this is all right. The only thing I would say here is that you don't necessarily want to wrap all the way around behind. Okay. Because so let's talk a couple of things here. First off, this blink here, probably not necessary.
Yeah.
And so you're in a situation right now where you're like, oh, well, I want to wrap all the way around behind. I'm down 2 blinks, 1 blink, 2 blinks, you're good. Yeah. And now this actually makes sense. You see that? That's the problem there. So the idea is that if you needed your blinks to flank, then you don't have your blinks to flank, then maybe you shouldn't flank. Maybe you should just hold the angle here. Yeah. Right? It's fine. Yeah, but see, this is one of those things where it's like, oh, then how do we lose this fight? Yeah. You know what's funny? You lost this fight here.
Yeah.
Because then let's talk about what happens to this Tracer or this Echo, right? Echo gets put under a lot more pressure. Echo actually gets really low. Echo might have even died.
Yeah.
Force more resources from the Kiriko, whatever. Force more resources. Maybe the Diva has to peel off the Echo. The Diva's not shooting your Winston. And all these like little things like that. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. How'd you guys do at OWCS? Did you guys win any games?
We went 4 and 5. So
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good considering like we had half a day to scrim together. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome.
potential. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
On
I
day
like
one,
this.
We were ranked higher than J3's team. That's our crowning achievement.
Well, I mean that team is trash. Those guys are jokes. So
Yeah, I saw you coaching them.
yeah. Well, can only do so much.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about this? Are you on an angle?
Yeah,
Are you shooting reasonable targets at a reasonable range?
I think so.
I think so too. Only thing I'd say here is don't necessarily hesitate too much. So once you're here, I think you see as soon as you see Echo safe, okay, then immediately go back and shoot here. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is the problem with the OWCS sometimes is
Yeah.
there will be times like that where you're like, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
Nothing. Like, they're just good. Like these guys,
Yeah.
like what was the average of your team SR wise?
It's hard for me to remember because of the rank reset. Like we're sitting in like diamond right now because we just haven't. really
But
played
probably
ranked.
Masters before.
I think masters. Yeah.
Right. So these guys might be Grandmaster, It's just you're cooked, So
Yeah.
what you do is you look at it. What I will say is like a rake. You don't use a fine tooth comb. You just pick up the big stuff, and then that's pretty much all you worry about.
Yeah.
Like for example, the previous fight, you misuse your blinks, you end up taking an angle, you don't do anything. That's something to be concerned about. But like if your Winston just dies right now while you're on an off angle, like murdering this diva, we don't care.
Yeah. That's kind of yeah.
See, like this here. What do you think?
I definitely choked a lot of tracer duels just because of nerves. Like I knew most players were probably a lot better than me.
Sure.
And I think I don't even really know what happened there with the blink melees.
That's fine. It happens.
I sort of took the duels that I knew. I took duels that I assumed were against better players with the mentality of like I'm playing to just like mark them and force recalls and blinks rather than trying to like kill them.
Sure.
Because then that usually meant that I wouldn't end up dying myself if I go in and like try to go for an assassination or like take the duel fully.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's the right mentality to have, but given that we were playing to win, that's kind of what I decided was the best bet against tracers that were like significantly better than me. If they were a little better than me, I still took the confident duel, but I don't know.
Here's what I would say: play to win the duel. That's it.
Okay.
And then if you start to lose the duel, like you do here, because you mess up mechanically, then if you're in a ranked game versus a bronze tracer, would you go back in here and try and fight right now necessarily?
Like after getting the mega? Well,
before you get the mega here, right now.
Right now? No, I have no blinks.
No. Even a gold tracer might kill you here, right?
Yeah.
So it's regardless of rank, do the right thing. You took the duel, you messed up mechanically. Okay, that's fine. Go and do it again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change how I'd play at all.
Okay.
Make the same decisions and just treat them with respect like you would any tracer. And then if that tracer was low and you were not low, then don't be like, oh no, a Grandmaster Tracer, I'll probably die. No, kill her.
Yeah.
She's dead. So what's the problem here?
Everyone's kind of fighting like the main there. I decided I didn't want to stand in that like choke with them.
It's good off angle, right? Look,
Yeah.
good off angle, right?
Tracer's here though, yeah. Like I gotta
But
get to the tracer.
resource trades.
Yeah. I probably didn't have enough blinks to do this.
Well, maybe. But if you have to double blink and then now you're 0 blinks,
Yeah. Maybe walk instead of blinking was the decision.
or 1 blink. 1 blink, walk. Oh, mess up. Blink this way.
Yeah.
Or blink this way to grab the mini. You're good. So a lot of what you're doing is your blink management, right?
Yeah.
Where you're using too many blinks to reposition, or you're wasting blinks and then trying to take flanks when you don't have blinks, so you're taking too long.
Yeah.
Now that's a tricky one to practice.
Yeah.
For sure. That's a tricky one to practice. But if you go into ranked games this week and think more about, okay, How am I going to use my blinks? Like, how am I going to use my blinks to reposition? Okay, well, how many blinks do I need to have when I'm and just kind of think about it, right? You'll make a lot of mistakes because you're slowing down your play, but you'll learn a lot. You'll get a lot more comfortable with like your resource management in general. Like right now, this is tricky, right? So what should you do? Think blinks here.
I think just hide here. Like I don't. My team's not here yet.
I agree.
Against security doesn't make sense.
I agree. Especially with
Maybe
2 blinks.
Yeah.
Now you have 3. So can you now blink? I think so. Where would you blink?
I would ideally bring to the right room there.
Right room here. 1 blink here. Okay, then what?
Wait for Monkey to do something, and then maybe blink on those guys in the high.
But you got to be on an angle, right? So like, where's your angle here?
On that left side.
Sure. Maybe blink through here, right? Yeah.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
What do you think of your blink management up to this point from this fight?
I think it's pretty good considering I'm on Kiriko with 2 blinks.
Looks good to me.
Last blink was a little bit weird, but it was fine, I think.
It was used. Why?
Adaptive circuits.
You heard it. You heard this, right? Yeah, you heard action, right? So you're a little bit more urgent, but not so urgent that you messed up terribly.
Yeah.
It's good to me, right?
Yeah.
Next target. And you look at this and you go, we won this fight. Well, that's not a surprise to me because you played really well. You played really, really well. Nice job.
Thank you.
What do you think of this angle?
I think it's the right angle to control. I don't want this tracer wrapping through the mini room. It's the same
I agree.
thing they did to me last time.
I agree. Oh no, you fed. Your Winston died, right?
Yeah.
No. Your Winston just fed.
Yeah.
You don't have bubble, you don't have full HP. It's just a feat, right? This is again OWCS, right? Like it's not just OWCS, but like even a ranked game, right? You were in the right position. You had resources. You even tried to go in to save things there. But yeah, GG's.
A little bit unfortunate.
Let's actually talk about your resource management, though. Where should you have blinked to instead?
Those last 2 blinks there.
Yeah. What's the ultimate goal when you lose? Like you get your recall force. Where should your blinks in general send you?
Depending on if I'm confident that they can't chase me down, I would go into their spawn.
Sure.
Against this comp, I don't think I can afford
safety,
to play
right?
like that. Yeah, go to.
So where does safety look like here?
Maybe behind, not on point, probably. On that left side, maybe now.
Sure. Just like actually using the cover, maybe grabbing the mini with that blink. The problem is that you use that second blink especially into the open, and you don't even grab the mini, and you have no cover. That's why you die here. And then obviously you blink into the wall. It's not so much bad blink management, but like when you disengage there, you just blinked into the open and didn't grab any health. So like, what do you think she was gonna do, right? That was really bad. But again, looking at the start of that fight, you can take some of the pressure off of yourself and be like, all right, well, I was pretty good at taking angles. I messed up my blink management and setting up those angles. Sometimes I was too late. Sometimes I rushed things too much. And then I would either die or get too little value. Let's focus on that next time.
Yep.
That's it. Everyone's sad when you lose, but your angles were good. Your target priority was good. This is not good.
Yeah.
What should you do?
Probably keep scouting left side.
You took this angle, keep deepening. This is it right here. This is more bang for your buck. Because she will use this against your team, and this is too far away. This is a tank. This is a diva matrix facing you. Why bother? Right? Just sit here, and because you're here first, who has the advantage in this duel?
Right, I do.
You do. You have the mini health back. You have the better cover. You have the advantage in the duel. So what's going to mean is if you're not bad, and you're not, Kiriko will have to pocket the tracer, which then means the diva doesn't get resources, which means that your team doesn't have to worry about getting shot in the back, and a positive resource trade, which is what you need to be worrying about.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, I'm going to assume anyway that this was probably a target call. Your team.
It was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You can't do this. You can't do this. Even the J3 team that I was working with fell into this trap. Right? Like we need to be following the target. No, you don't. Not with Tracer.
This is like the biggest problem that our team had in general, and I on day one and in our scrim, the one day we scrimmed, this was like the biggest issue, especially with teams that are playing Ram. The Ram would go, quote unquote one, and then he would just be blocking with a Moira right behind him, like holding left click on him, and they'd be like, Ram's on, and like he just wouldn't lose any HP, like his
Yep.
HP would just stay the same even though he was one, and then we would
Yep.
just lose the fight because we were shooting Ram for like 30 seconds straight.
Yep. Yep.
And that's
And that happens all the time in team play. It's like what I call toxic team play, right? Where everyone wants to
Yeah.
shoot the same target, be on the same page. And sometimes that's good. Like, for example, the people that can and are good at killing Diva can continue to shoot Diva. Sure, fine. But what if you're not only, what if you're bad at shooting Diva, but how about this? What if you're not in a position to shoot Diva? You should be on this off angle here. Like, do you want to go back and shoot Diva? No. Because look at what ends up happening because you followed the call. Watch. Tracer takes the angle for free.
Yeah.
Right? And now look at what she's doing from the soft angle to your Doomfist. Right? That's the difference. I mean, even if your Kiriko kind of wasted TP there, but even if your Kiriko had not wasted TP, she would have gotten forced, and she would have gone away from your Doomfist, which means your Doomfist loses more HP and so on. You need to hold the angle here, and if not this angle, okay, then fine, rotate over here and take it off angle over here. You know?
Yeah.
And then when you wrap your angle here, you hear the Tracer going this way. Where should you approach this Tracer?
Maybe from behind instead of
from behind here. So maybe even use one blink here to go from behind rather than deepening this way. Because what's the problem with this? Less sneaky, but also what?
I have to do more mechanical work.
More mechanical work. That's it. And not only that, this is another tiny little detail. You could get shot in the back of the head by Diva, Lucy, or Kiriko right now.
I kind of went through the team there.
That's it. You went through the team exactly. So I appreciate what you're doing right now. I don't appreciate how you're doing it.
Yeah.
And also a little detail here. I know you're spooked here. This is probably a blink back to mini time.
Yeah.
Rather than blink back this way. Go back and do it again. Go back and do it again. Or then take this angle and deepen this way and wrap and start to pressure Echo, pressure Tracer. Maybe catch the Lucio from behind here, right?
Yeah.
Cut him off. There you go. Keep deepening. Keep deepening. You see you're hovering in the Twilight Zone, right? In this gray area. Blink management. I think you're thinking about stalling point, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
all right. We'll cut you some slack. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. If you have a good reason to use 2 blinks, then we're okay with it. It's fine. All right. Any questions so far?
No, not really.
I think we'll definitely have some time to look at your ranked code. At least a few fights.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, you might also change your approach here depending on what you see. So like here, maybe you're like, I'm just going to spam here. Okay, fine. Take it from here. Shoot from here. Set up here. Wrap from here. Maybe blink in from here or something. Be creative with how you approach. I think what I'm seeing here is you have it. You are looking for angles, but you're getting distracted by your team's target calls. And then specifically, you're not wrapping around on the perimeter super well. So it's okay to just sit here and play patty cake with a Tracer and then ask yourself, what's the best way to play patty cake with that Tracer? What's the best angle I can take? That and the blink management. Okay.
Yeah, I got smoked there, but...
That's all right. That's all right. As soon as I see a fight's lost, I'm done. I'm moving on. Yeah. I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's the play here?
I mean, she copied Doomfist, so I'm assuming she's just gonna go up in the sky, and there's not a whole lot I can do
Sure.
to force her out. Maybe just fight the Tracer. I think I was thinking 4th point, but like I think that's a bad habit that doesn't really work in scrim matches like this.
It actually does, but the problem is it's not the idea, it's when you're doing it and how you're doing it. If you were to force point, then here. And then you have 2 blinks and you're good to go. And it needs to be now. Problem is that you're not set up first, and then you decide after you're already down to voice point. It's too late at that point. And then also 1, 2.
Down to,
Right. So then you're very, very close to needing recall. I mean, I'm surprised the Tracer didn't push you more there.
I was a little confused. Yeah, I was waiting for that, but I don't know.
I guess you scared her. I guess you scared her. You just diffed her the whole game, so she's giving you some respect. But yeah, let me be very clear. Forcing point is really good in scrim environment. It just needs to be set up properly. In fact, there are some points in this game and situations in this game that are actually almost unbreakable if you don't force point. One of them is this exact map, Ilios Ruins. If people are holding the high ground towards your spawn, you know, above the mega health pack, like that big building,
half a force point.
putting a tracer on point is really, really good versus that. This is just foolishness. Yeah, we won't overanalyze that.
I think she does.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh, Kiri. Oh, no, she got it.
I thought she didn't get it too, and I made the call, and then I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's delayed. Nice. Now we see why she ran from you earlier.
Maybe I should have helped them outside there. I don't know why I was just. Well,
you were the only one on point at this point. At that point, yeah. So it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. Oof.
Okay.
I was walking it is what it is.
Yeah, I think.
I think we'll stop there. Let's go for King's Row. Couple of notes then, Tracer. What are the two main things we spoke on?
A lot of blink management stuff. Let me think.
But how do you phrase that? Like blink management stuff doesn't help you in a great game, right?
That's
so
fair. Thinking about if I have the necessary blinks to take an angle or rotate to an angle, and when like thinking about how I use those blinks before I get to that situation where I want to take the angle so that I do have the correct amount of blinks. That's a little bit wordy, but I don't really know
wait, let me
how
see.
to summarize that.
How about this one?
Let's see. Yes, I like that.
That's it. I think if you can ask yourself that question, I think you'll be able to answer it correctly. How do I use my blinks when repositioning? If you just ask yourself that, you'll know. Oh, I can triple blink there because there's a mega there, and I'll be safe, right? Or I need to use my blinks now because the fight's starting, right?
Yeah.
Just ask yourself that, and then what about the angles? What about the positioning aspect?
The angles.
Mostly remember it was the lighthouse, the first couple of fights with the Tracer.
Oh, the first couple fights with the Tracer. Was it the second map or the first map we looked at?
Second map.
Second map. Yeah, it was the direction which I decided to take the duel, linking through the team rather than going around.
Putting yourself middle.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Tracer sandwich stuff. Yep, I agree.
There was a bit of target priority stuff as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at King's Row. What do you got?
This is the code.
Got it?
Yeah, I looked through this briefly before our call, and a lot of it I think is just like really dumb deaths, which I don't know what state I was playing this match in, but I think a lot of it was just dumb deaths. I died a lot without recall. But King's Row is a map that we insta-banned every single time because we didn't have a mate player. Our roster is pretty messed up right now. We have a lot of like the same overlapping hero pools for DPS, but yeah, so we don't have a mate player, so we just insta-ban this map.
I've got great news for you, by the way.
Yeah.
Your mistake here is extremely obvious, and the best part about it is it combines two problems that you've already made. Number one, Tracer sandwich.
Yeah.
If you were to blink, you needed to blink to here, correct?
Yeah.
Number two, you didn't have the blinks for it.
Yeah.
You only had 2 upon entry, and you didn't have your recall. So for here, how do I use my blinks to reposition? Maybe you could have gone for this here. Actually, you did have 3 blinks. You actually did have 3. But knowing that you have 3, okay, and you're blinking to a mini hellback, then maybe it's okay to do this.
Yeah.
Right? So you see it?
Yeah.
You need to use your blinks to reposition here so that you didn't Tracer sandwich. Ha ha ha! It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a stupid death, but it's a stupid death that's a direct result of what you did, positioning wise. Like there was no opportunity to even react there.
Yeah, I don't really know what the hell happened there. to be honest.
This is the loss in the sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like spawn camping us, and I was like, what is going on? Like, how are they? I've never seen this happen on King's Row to me, but
It's pretty good because here's what can happen. Their backline position's more their backline's trolling.
yeah, I don't, yeah,
The backline is positioned maybe more aggressively here. What ends up happening is they spawn camp you. You guys get punished. They get punished. They die.
yeah.
Backline is able to maintain positions and basically rotate and hide, and then they're able to recontest because their backline holds high ground.
Yeah.
I mean, this is fine. I mean, it's a guaranteed kill, so sure.
Yeah.
You know, it's a mistake here, right?
Yeah.
It's not Tracer Sandwich, but what is it?
It's definitely timing, and I don't have the resources to do this. Or
Timing and how do I use my blinks to reposition here? That's a double blink, no blinks. You're standing in the open. You're ahead of your team. You're cooked. So even if you don't, you're not going to die here.
Yeah,
but you're going to lose the angle.
Yeah.
And you've wasted 3 blinks for that.
And now I should be going in.
So it's a timing issue, yes, but just for the sake of this VOD, because this is what we're putting attention onto, because it is a consistent issue with you.
Yeah.
I would look at this more about like, okay, how do I want to use my blinks to reposition here? Maybe I can walk forward here, blink once to here, and I sit here with 1 blink instead. Even though the timing isn't perfect, maybe that would have made this so much better.
Yeah.
There's a sandwich.
Yeah. A little bit antsy there.
Little antsy, a little greedy, right? You want that kill, you push too deep, you open yourself to the tracer wrapping around behind, but also very direct. It's not really a tracer sandwich so much as you just didn't take an angle here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Don't do this. Hold the angle. Remember, where you're positioned is where you fight. And unless that Winston is here, you don't shoot Winston.
Okay.
Right? It's not that Winston's a bad target. It's just that it's too far away.
Yeah.
And you're on this angle here. So take the angle here. And you're like, oh, you know, it's a tracer duel. It's boring. Yeah, but you're stopping. By giving this up, you not only... Look what you do for your Kiriko. See that? And if not your Kiriko, who would have died instead?
The Ana, yeah.
Well, not even the Ana. Look at the widow, right?
Yeah.
The widow, right? The widow, right? Exactly. Yeah, the widow would have died. So you probably weren't thinking about this in the moment, but this is always this will always be relevant, especially because she's full spawn right now too. So marker, as opposed to shooting bubble.
Yeah.
You don't even get the kill. Why?
Yeah.
Because your position was bad. You had to use blinks to close the distance. It's a waste of resources, and you yourself was also at risk. Yeah. Now, it's funny, though, because you know what that looks very familiar to? It's exactly what happened on the second round, right? The first couple of fights.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
We love nice, tidy little bows with ribbon and Christmas packaging because that means it's very simple for you to practice. It might be hard to... It will be hard to practice. These are tough skills, but... you're cheating.
Yeah.
Did he not have lamp? Why did he not lamp?
I was assuming he didn't expect it because he got slammed.
Oh, yeah.
He definitely should have left.
Yeah, that should have been an easy live, even with the stick. Well timed. So that was the one nice thing about that. Well timed.
Yeah.
Do you have the resources? Do I have the blinks for repositioning here?
Probably not. I should have just.
Nope. There it is. It's such a tidy package.
Yeah. I think we win after this fight, and then we kind of roll them all the way to the end. But then our defense felt really bad, at least from my perspective.
Well, I would like to. Obviously, we won't have time to look at the defense, but I would at least like to look at maybe one of the rolling fights and just to see if accidentally you end up doing some of the right things.
Okay.
Because remember on the one fight that you guys won on Ilios, you did the right things and you won. Now you're not always going to be able to carry by doing the right things, but you definitely increase the odds here.
Yeah.
Timing issue for sure again here. Oh my days.
Yeah. We do cap it eventually. We do get it.
Okay. We're setting up. Nice. We're on an angle. Nice. Now, okay. You ready for something spicy? Who should you kill right now? Who should you chase
Winston
right now?
on the right.
Winston on the right, right?
Yeah.
Oh, all of a sudden you're shooting tank. Why?
Yeah. Oh, he just used jump and he's low. He's running to mega. I
You-
honestly,
you-
I have
you-
no
all
idea.
of those answers are wrong. All those answers are
They're
wrong.
wrong?
They're wrong. You're right, but they're wrong. They're not the answer we're looking for. Why was
There's no
Winston not
better
the target?
There's
Yes.
really no better target.
Remember, you were here and you shot Winston. It was bad. What should you been shooting
Right.
instead?
The
This guy.
Tracer.
I don't
It's
care.
the
I
angle
literally
was
don't
on.
care who's here. Shoot whoever's here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're here. Why should you shoot this guy?
Because he's also here.
Because he's here. You get it? What I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you can choose what angle you want because you're like, oh, they're on Widowmaker, so I like to
Yeah.
take this angle here, so you can shoot Widowmaker.
Yeah.
But then if the Widowmaker goes all the way over here, don't chase
Right.
the Widowmaker. Shoot
Yeah.
who's here.
Yeah.
So right now, your priority probably wasn't shooting Winston when you took this off angle. It's to get the back line. But then all of a sudden, Merry Christmas, Winston is here. He's low, he's no bubble, no jump, right?
Yeah.
So don't go back to Tracer.
Mhm.
Go shoot the Winston.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I don't care if the Tracer has no recall. Go kill the Winston. Unless this guy is full HP, I mean, obviously there's obvious exceptions. Like if this is maybe a Roadhog with full resources, there are some targets that maybe you don't prioritize. But more often than not, you take an angle and you shoot who you shoot. And that is one thing that I do agree with Awkward on, is that, you don't want to purposely seek out angles, but you do, when you're on an angle, want to be shooting whatever that angle provides. Like right now, you're not purposely necessarily going for Ana, but this works out really well because, okay, fine, you shouldn't have repositioned her, but you did. Okay, now you're here, just shoot what's available.
Yeah.
And you got her. Nice. Nice. Now you can always chase other targets. Like let's say somebody 1 HP, you want to blink in the middle of the enemy team, and there's always reasons to quote unquote cheat. But if you cheat every test, you're going to get caught. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You're on this angle, who should you go for? Do I want to stay here and shoot the Cassidy Malga? Do I want to take this angle and wrap onto the backline? Both are options. Let's see what you do. I like this suggestion better. I like this a lot better. But again, why are you shooting Cassidy here? Because he's here. He's here, right?
A little bit silly.
Yeah, you're shooting here, and then you blink to finish, but you can't stay here too long because of Tracer Sandwich, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to be here, but you just can't stay here long.
Yeah.
That's all right. Try this. If you don't want to wrap through right side, this is a pretty good option here. And then you could kind of do here and then blink across to here and then wrap from here, or from here, blink underneath here. It's definitely an awkward choke for you, but there's ways to figure it out. Yeah, just don't actually find an angle right here.
Yeah, I'm kind of just. This was really silly.
Right.
The Sojin kind of. I don't even know how that happened.
But again, I see why you're having some struggles in this attack, right?
Yeah.
Making poor choices with your positioning, and so your team is struggling.
Yeah.
Okay, this is fine. Heal passive. Go. Wrap. Make him think about it. Make him think about it. Make him think about it. Good. 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 Nothing really to say here.
Yeah.
All right, I like this position. This is good. Just be sneaky with it, because you are pretty far ahead of your team.
Yeah.
Good or bad?
I think it's good.
I think so
Got a
too.
pick.
I think so too. Who else are you going to shoot here? You got a great angle? Burn the tank. Like, again, would we have wished if you could teleport over here? Would you go for the Ana? Yes, obviously. But you can't. So take what's given. Burn this guy. Obviously, we wish he wouldn't get swung on, but, I mean, it's look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All that time wasted.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. Remember,
Yeah.
do you have the blinks to reposition for this?
Not really.
Not really. If you had triple blink here, I might consider it, even though she's all the way over here, because you have triple blink.
Mhm.
Here, I might just reposition, pray for my backline, and just go kill.
Yeah.
So you can kind of see here, we're finding this perfect combo of shoot what's available on your angle and blinks to resource. Because if you have triple blink, you can change your angle.
Yeah.
If you don't have triple blink, sometimes you just have to stay where you're at. And so, don't love this right here. Prefer you to be wrapping through
Yeah.
here, right? Take the time. This is where I think Awkward and I would disagree. Where Awkward
Yeah.
maybe is like, just shoot. Like maybe don't peek a window, but just shoot. What I would be like, take the time to reposition. Downtime, 2 seconds of downtime is worth it. But regardless here, I think we both agree that being here is maybe not the best play.
Yeah.
But at least, even here, shooting Ryan is okay. At least, it's all right. Okay, let's stop there. You'll cap this. Let's is there anything to elaborate on from previous notes or to add on to from previous notes?
I feel like it's seeming like a lot of the same things. Trying to think what happened specifically in this map.
Maybe add the detail of shoot what's available.
Yes, yeah.
That's like maybe a clearer picture of that second point, maybe. Shoot what's available when on an angle. Pick the angle that allows you to shoot what you want, but once there, consider either deepen angle or stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't chase stuff across the map. It is similar to what ends up happening when you chase is that's what causes the tracer sandwich is chasing, right? Whereas staying on the periphery, there's your uptime, there's your damage, there's your value, there's your quote unquote space map control kind of crap.
Yeah.
And if you could choose an angle to shoot Zenyatta versus shooting a Ryan, you'll always choose the Zenyatta. But if chasing the Zenyatta means using a triple blink, then maybe it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe it's okay to just take an angle and shoot the Ryan. Because I think that's the other thing too about these season 9 changes is that your tank damage isn't too bad.
Yeah.
And not even season 9. I think when did Tracer's damage get buffed? Season 7?
The Tracer sandwich?
No, damage got buffed. Sorry.
Oh, damage. Okay.
Yeah. She got her damage buffed to like whatever.
Yeah, it was the season before, I believe. They didn't.
Yeah.
Really
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like your tank damage is not terrible if that's what your angle provides. Maybe you would prefer a different angle next time, but it's fine where it is right now. And then now you have full blinks with which to duel and so on. But yeah, does all this make sense?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. You have any questions?
Not really. I think much to think about.
Okay. You're smart. You're definitely, I can tell, a smart player. You understand what you're supposed to be doing. You understand what Tracer does and what Tracer does well. So anytime that you have a map, whether it's a scrim or a ranked game where you're like, I really didn't know what I was doing wrong there or how to position, go back and look at just a couple of fights that felt particularly bad. I think you'll figure them out.
Yeah.
I think you'll figure them out.
Yeah.
Especially after today's session, I have no doubts that you'll be able to solve that issue pretty quickly.
I agree.